I think I could speak for a lot of people when I say that the Dragon Ball series is very near and dear to my heart. It's one of my favorite animes of all time. It is a great manga, it's a great read, it's a great show, great characters. Everybody that I know that loves Dragon Ball loves all the Saiyans, right? We're big fans of Saiyans. No matter if it's Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, Gohan, these guys are like almost in everyone's top 5, top 10. And although the story's mainly based around Goku, and Goku is always beating the main boss, the main villain, the main antagonist, which is amazing. I love that. We all love that. In my opinion, the biggest weakness is that the side characters that are very popular, they kind of don't really get any dubs, any feats, any big wins. And here's a couple reasons why that is, I would think, is because most of the time, the villains that we fight is one really strong, really powerful villain, right? So there's usually only one person who beats that guy, right? Sometimes it's a team effort. Don't get me wrong, it is a team effort, but at the end of the day, Goku beats that guy, right? And in my opinion, this leaves a lot of room for growth for other characters that just isn't being filled, right? So let's just take One Piece, for example. When Luffy fights another captain, that captain usually has subordinates that are pretty damn strong, and he fights, Luffy's left and right hand man. So they usually get those fights and they usually win, and this makes those popular characters even more popular with the fans, right? Because look, I'm wearing a Zoro shirt. Zoro's never beat a main antagonist, but he's beaten so many main antagonist subordinates that he's like almost more of a favorite than Luffy in the show. You know what I mean? Like, so many people love Zoro. So many people love Sanji. Same thing with Vegeta and Gohan, okay? So Vegeta and Gohan, I feel, are like the biggest fumbles that Dragon Ball has ever had, right? Akira Toriyama states that he doesn't really like Vegeta, which kind of is a little surprising to me, because if you didn't like him, why is he in your story, and why is he part of the main crew, aka Goku's right-hand man? And I get the whole rival thing, like they're trying to get better than each other every day, but at the end of the day, it's like, if that's all he's there for, and his writing and character development is going to be that shallow, it's almost a waste of a character, And because Goku could get stronger in many ways. It doesn't just have to be because Vegeta is trying to surpass him, and he won't allow that, right? So let's start off with Vegeta. He was the prince of all Saiyans. He and Raditz and Nappa were on their way to Earth to try to take over the Earth, try to get Kakarot to come back and be a Saiyan. So when he first arrives, he is wreaking havoc on everybody. He literally kills Nappa, his subordinate, and then he terrorizes the Z Fighters for, episode among episode. It took all the Z Fighters to take him down. You know what I mean? And so also, it just came to my mind that Vegeta is pretty much the only villain in Dragon Ball that had strong subordinates that really gave the whole Sea Fighters a run for their money. You know what I mean? Like Raditz, Goku and Piccolo couldn't even beat Raditz one-on-one. Nappa literally terrorizing Gohan and everybody else. Like, this is how you make a good villain, by giving him strong subordinates that the other characters can fight and gain character development with, right? And so Vegeta goes on losing that fight to Goku, which is fine. And then they end up on planet Namek during the Frieza saga. And Vegeta goes on a tear and he beats a bunch of the Frieza Force members, right? Now, if we look at this on a timeline, this is the last time Vegeta has a major win against anybody in any significance. And I'm not going to bring up Imperfect Cell, right? He did beat him in a fight, but we're not going to count that because he let him power up and then he got his ass whooped, right? So we're not going to count that because he didn't finish the job. He finished the job on Namek when he beat the Frieza Force, but he didn't finish his job with Cell. And then with Boo, we all knew Vegeta was not going to be strong enough to beat Boo. Like, we just knew that at that point. And then he definitely didn't even get any wins in Super. He whooped Frieza's ass, but he didn't get the job done. He just didn't, they didn't give us the satisfaction of him actually winning the fight. Like, we got, okay, he would win. He would win. But he didn't. They didn't give it to him when Frieza blew up the planet in a Resurrection F. And then in the Tournament of Power exhibition, he won an exhibition match. I wouldn't really count that either, like I do, but it's not a major victory. It really was for nothing. It was just literal exhibition. And then finally in the Tournament of Power, like straight up from Namek to the Tournament of Power, that's how long Vegeta got a significant win. Like literally, everything in between that is all Goku and Gohan. Granted, he has his moments here and there, but he literally doesn't have any strong character development. He had strong character development when he first joined the Z Fighters, when he was going through this whole thing of him needing to understand what it took to become a Super Saiyan, right? That is his most character development. And then aside from him, turning into a father and being a better husband. Other than that, he's the same old Vegeta. He just wants to get stronger. Like, from then to now, he hasn't really changed much. So there's really no character development there. Besides, like, the training with Beerus and Whis and him being able to go Ultra Instinct now. Ultra Ego. So what we would like to see more as a fan base going forward is Vegeta actually winning important fights. And it doesn't have to be the main antagonist, just like in the Tournament of Power. He didn't have to beat Jiren. He beat his strong subordinate that was a god of destruction. And now most recently, in Dragon Ball Daima, Vegeta had also beaten the second Tamagami, which was amazing. We all agree that was amazing. Vegeta fans everywhere took a big dub with that. I was beyond happy seeing that. And I just want to see more of that. That's all we want to see. That's all we want to see is Vegeta having more wins. Gohan having more people to fight. Because to me, it just doesn't make sense how future Trunks can get a great feat accomplished before Vegeta and Gohan. It just really doesn't make sense to me how Trunks ended up pulling out the win against Zamasu. Even though he was very nerfed from the fight with Vegito, Trunks pulled out this, magic power, Super Saiyan Rage type thing with the Spirit Sword out of nowhere and kind of just, cheesed the dub at the end. Kind of third-partied that win, some could say. But at the end of the day, he still beat Zamasu, so he has that spot of being the one person who's beat a main antagonist since Gohan that wasn't Goku. If you guys catch my drift there, you know what I mean? Which brings me to my next point, Gohan. So we all know Gohan, ever since he was a kid, he's been fighting people that have been way stronger than him, from Raditz to Nappa to Frieza, and then straight to Cell, And we all knew how much potential he had ever since he was introduced to the show and after he got trained by Piccolo, right? Now, he was on his way to being the most popular character, the most favorite character, the most badass, the most powerful character in the show. And then something happened after he beat Cell. After he beat Cell, he kind of grew up. He stopped training a little bit, which is fine, but he was still powerful, and then he started training again, and he unlocked his full potential with Ultimate Gohan, and he was back. He was the baddest dude. He was better than everybody, but just to disappoint everybody, a couple episodes later, he loses the fight with Boo, he gets absorbed, and now it's back to Goku trying to save the day, right? And it's just kind of like, why? Like, for what? We built up Gohan so much, and he had the most potential for what? There's really no explanation there, and I'm not even going to get into, like, his feats because he's really not defeated anybody since Dragon Ball Z all the way up to the Tournament of Power. He only got a couple dubs in the Tournament of Power, which were impressive, and it got me hyped because I am a Gohan fan, and it makes me believe that if we keep going down this direction, we're leading in this direction where Gohan can be a significant character again, especially with the most recent movie, Dragon Ball Super Heroes, with him going Beast, and they're finally and actually introducing the Beast and Orange forms into the Dragon Ball Super manga. So that also makes me feel good that they're going in the right path, right? Because in the next couple arcs, when Super does come back in the anime and it does return, we're going to be going through the Moro arc, and then we're going to be going through the Granola arc, right? Both of which don't have Gohan at all, right? And spoiler alert, Vegeta does not get a dub. Okay, he has his moments, like always, but he still does not hit the final blow on either villain, right? And so, in my opinion, if they can find some way to write in these characters and make them awesome and make them have more moments, more shining moments to themselves, just like One Piece does with Zoro and Sanji so well, I think they can turn around some kind of battle going on with me where it just like I love Dragon Ball so much, but I absolutely hate that some of my favorite characters just don't get the shine that they deserve. And I know this is a story about Goku, but don't introduce like these badass characters and have all of this potential and hype around them and then totally shadow them within the next couple of episodes, with literally like within the next years of just not giving them any good character development, any good writing, and not even letting them win a very important fight or very important battle. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. But that's my 2 cents. I think those are the 2 biggest weaknesses of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super. Outside of some like narrative problems that it has, like you could still make the show badass without having the best plot, because it just needs better character development from the characters that the people love, right? And we love Vegeta and we love Gohan, so we want to see more of them. We want to see more important story arcs for them. And yeah, that's my video. Hope you guys liked it. Subscribe to the channel. Peace.